Ramesh bought 10 pens and sells 6 of them at a cost price of 10 pens. What is the profit percentage? This is a very simple question. Let me assume that the cost price of each pen is equal to rupee 1. Now in this case, if I'm selling 6 pens, so let me just do the calculation for 6 pens. What is the CP of 6 pens? That is 6 into 1, which is equal to 6 rupees. Now what is the selling price of 6 pens? What have I been given? He sells them at the cost price of 10 pens. So cost price of 10 means 10 pens into cost price of each, that is 10. So now I have both numbers. My SP is equal to 10, my CP is equal to 6. I'm asked the profit percentage. So profit here is equal to 10 minus 6, which is equal to 4. So profit percentage again has to be calculated always on the cost price. You always need to remember, never make the mistake of calculating it on SP. Profit percentage is 4 over 6 into 100, which is equal to 66.66%. A shopkeeper sells goods at 10% less than the cost price but uses 15% lesser weight. What is the profit percentage? Now in this case, let me assume that there were initially 100 grams of stuff, but he's using a weight which is 15% lesser. So which means when he's selling to the customer, he says that I'm giving you 100 grams, but actually how much is he giving? Actually he gives only 15% less, so he gives 100 into 1 minus 15 by 100. So he is actually giving away only 85 grams. So now he's giving off 85 grams. Now let me assume the cost price of 1 gram. The cost price of 1 gram is equal to 1. Now let us see what he is doing. He is selling 85 grams. Now what is the cost price of 85 grams is equal to 1 into 85, that is rupees 85. Now the selling price of 85 grams is what? He says he sells the good at 10% less. So, but less than the cost price. But this is the cost price for 100 grams because he's cheating. So 10% less than the cost price of 100 grams. So which means this is the cost price of 100 grams into 1 minus 10% by 100. So if I solve this, I'll get cost price of 100 grams is 100 into 1 into 0.9, which is equal to 90. Now what is the profit percentage? I simply get profit is 5 divided by cost price 85 into 100, which if you solve will work out to be 5.88%. So this is the profit percentage. Now let's do a question which appeared in CSAT 2014. If Sohan, while selling 2 goats at the same price, makes a profit of 10% on one goat and suffers a loss of 10% on the other, what is the total loss or profit on the transaction? Now this is a very frequently occurring exam question, so I'll just give you the formula up front and then we'll see how we actually get this answer. Whenever you have a question like this where you are selling the 2 things at the same price, which means the selling price 1 is equal to selling price 2, and you're making the same one, on one you're making a profit of X% and on the second you're making a loss of the same X%, then on the total transaction you'll always be making a loss, and the loss percentage will be common loss and gain percent by 10 into raised to the power 2. So in this case the common loss is 10%, so I do 10 divided by 10 raised to the power 2, which is equal to 1. So this is in terms of percent, so 1%. So simply my answer becomes, this is always a loss, so he suffers a loss of 1%. But now let's see how we actually solve this question. So now in this case, I know that SP1 is equal to SP2. Let me take this as SP. So SP is equal to, let us say I have the cost price of the first goat and he's making a profit of 10%. So SP is equal to CP1 into 1 plus 10 by 100, right? So which is equal to 1.1 times CP1. Similarly, SP is equal to cost price of the second goat and he's making a loss of 10% on the other. So this is 1 minus 10 by 100, which is equal to 0.9 times CP2. Now, if I want to calculate the net loss or profit on the entire transaction, I need the total selling price, which I know because it is, he's selling the first goat for SP and the second goat also for SP. So what is the total money that he is receiving? It is 2 times SP. I also need the total cost price, the total price that he's paying. So that is CP1 plus CP2. But now obviously I can't work in terms of variables. So again, this trick of assuming some number to be 100. Now if I assume SP to be 100, I can calculate CP1, and I can similarly, assuming SP to be 100, I can calculate CP2. But if you see, if I put 100 here, then CP1 will be 100 divided by 1.1 and CP2 will be 100 divided by 0.9. Now if you can see that both these numbers are irregular numbers, and then my whole purpose of assuming this 100 kind of is getting defeated. So in this particular case, instead of taking my SP to be 100, what I will do is take SP to be 99. Why do I take it to be 99? Because 99 will be divisible by 1.1 and also 99 will be divisible by 0.9. So if you see, it's just I'm taking some multiple of both these numbers. So I'll show you how it becomes much easier. So now in this case, I will assume my SP to be equal to 99. So in this case, my CP1 becomes 99 divided by 1.1, which is equal to 990 divided by 11, which is equal to 90. Similarly, my CP2 becomes 99 divided by 0.9, which is again 990 divided by 9, which is equal to 110. Now I have all the variables that are required. So from here, we know that the total cost price that the guy is paying for both the goats is CP1 plus CP2, which is equal to 90 plus 110, which is equal to 200. The total selling price, that is the total amount he is receiving, is simply 99 for the first goat and the 99 for the second goat, that is 2 into 99, which is 198. Now obviously you can see that he is making a loss on the transaction. Now what is the total loss he is making? Loss is equal to 200 minus 198, which is equal to rupees 2, and for loss percentage it will be equal to rupees 2 divided by cost price. Please remember that you have to take profit or loss percentage on cost price. This is 2 over 200 into 100, which is equal to 1%. This is exactly what we got from our formula. So this is just for the derivation bit, but you will do well to remember this simple formula, that loss percentage is the common loss and gain divided by 10 raised to the power 2.